Hey everyone, it's Libby from Master Tarot. I'd like to acknowledge the Warramai First Nations people and a huge welcome to you, your guides, my guides, and the universal energies. Okay, I'm just going to do a little bit of a follow-up on a video I did yesterday, the Posey Parker video, vehemently anti-trans, basically anti-LGBTQI, which is what, and we've got all these little acronyms in Australia. Going to do a little bit of a follow-up because I did have one of my lovely viewers just point out, quite politely, discussioningly, that there was an incident in the US where there was a bloke claiming he was trans or identified as a woman, so was put into a woman's prison and then impregnated two fellow female prisoners. So I just want to have a look at not Posey Parker herself, but just how the US is going to progress with this and a lot of the rest of the world. And what I'm getting is that the US are currently, the government is looking externally for answers. I don't know quite why it's so hard for them to get answers on the inside. My gut feeling in regards to that is I don't have a problem with how people identify. However, if you've still got excuse me, boy bits or girl bits being put into a male prison that are still functioning as boy bits or girl bits, then as in on the female side, if you could still become pregnant, on the male side, if you could still impregnate, that prison is not the prison that you get put. That one it's not for you. Now, what's happening? I've also noted that there was an incident in the US where there was a young girl using a transgender toilet in a high school. I think she was about 13. Not a transgender, a gender neutral. Get it right. A gender neutral toilet in the US, and the door was bashed in by three young boys, and she felt threatened. Now, what I got out of that was it was nothing to do with the for the gender neutral toilet. It was just young boys being absolute a-holes, which they can be. I don't know if the girl was gender neutral or not. And then we've got the case of the shootings in Nashville. Now, the shootings in Nashville, what you had there was a young person who had mental health issues because they were they were transgender, but it was a Catholic school, and it was that was about the soul betrayal is what I'm getting, that person felt in what is supposed to be a Christian environment, who are supposed to be loving and accepting of all, but instead resulted in quite intense, what I'm feeling is quite intense bullying and basically feeling of worthlessness is what I'm getting. In that unacceptable worthlessness is what I'm getting. That's what the feeling that they got from being in that religious school. Okay, so I'll get off my little soapbox in regards to that, and I just want to see how this is going to go. This society coming to terms. Now, these people, these LGBTQI people have always been part of our society. My ex-husband's aunt, who, gosh, I don't even know if she is still alive, but it would have been well into her 80s. Was married, had several children, and her husband then came out. once the children were grown and gone, came out as being gay. So, you know, these people have, it's not that he suddenly became gay, he was always gay, but the expectation was that he got married and had children. So they're always there, and to me it's very much about like similar to those that are left-handed. Up until, about 100 years ago, being left-handed was considered a sin, and kids used to get that bashed out of them. When it no longer became a sin, and it's like, you're left-handed, so what? In the 60s and 70s, around 12% of the population came out and said, yes, I'm left-handed. And it was accepted, whereas before the figures were maybe 1 or 2% about 100 years ago. So, this is similar, and there is a period of adjustment that needs to go through, and a period of acceptance, and there will be some kids that will, or young people, or even older people, who know that they're not straight, but they explore a few avenues to find out where on the spectrum they are. I don't have a problem with it if they want to explore on the spectrum, as long as nobody is hurt and they discover who they really are, because it is a very wide spectrum. Then go for it. But I want to have a look. I'm trying to start a conversation here, and this is a safe space to have a conversation. I just want to have a look, how is this going to progress in society? Using my mystical manga cards, in society, how is this going to progress? The acceptance of the LGBTQI spectrum. Thank you. Okay, right. 10 of Cups, voters, but also the completion of a cycle of emotionally happy togetherness. So this is the signifier card. It's being a 10, it's the end of a cycle, and it's very much about emotional acceptance, emotional coming together, emotional happiness. So end of a cycle of this. So to me, this is really significant to be the first card coming out. It is the signifier card, and it is about accepting the family for however they are. Blended families, same-sex families, parents accepting kids for where the kids stand, kids accepting parents for where the parents stand. This is really very much about we are approaching, we're coming into the end of a cycle where there is just emotional acceptance, challenged by, interestingly enough, sword of truth, clarity, bringing forth a new start of clarity. But also, thank you, I'm getting definition. Now, I'm not getting legal definition as such. This is more about an understanding definition. But there is also legal ramifications as well, as indicated in the woman's prison. But this is about a new start of clarity, wisdom, intellect, calm, coolness is what I'm getting. I'm getting sort of icy logic is what I'm getting. Icy logic. So taking away the emotion. Sorry about the glare. It's about taking away the emotion as we move into this new era. Foundation of this reading is about building a solid foundation. Health, wealth, opportunities, security, building a solid, secure foundation, working together. You'll notice in this particular deck, and as I always say it, the guides tell you to choose a particular deck because of the images. You'll notice in this deck that all three figures are standing equal, looking over the plan. Whereas in a lot of decks, there's the young person actually doing the carving and the two older, wealthied up dudes directing from the sidelines. No, in this one, it's about working together to build a solid foundation. And all, thank you. I'm getting here, it's about all sides being heard, but coming together, and it's not about yelling into the ether and accusing and bashing, and this is about, thank you, they're telling me that this is about the need for logical discussion where all voices are heard on an equal footing. And what I'm saying is heard, not spoken. All voices are heard on an equal footing. Okay. In the past, independence, gilded cage. Okay, thank you. I'm just trying to get clarity onto why this is the card in the past. Okay, right, thank you. I'm getting moneyed protection here. So this is also about opinions and health, being confined in a gilded cage, basically. Being confined due to thank you. I'm just getting how do I put this? Okay, sorry if it's a difficult topic, so I'm getting a lot of downloads, but I'm trying to think, but they're not necessarily particularly clear. What I'm getting here is this is about opinion being segregated, is what I'm getting. Not stepping out of your own independence, your own opinion. I think you understand what I mean. This is very much about this is what I believe and I'm not listening to anything else type. But it's in the past. So we are moving into this understanding. Okay. Crowning this reading, the Queen of Cups. Calm, emotionally stable discussion. But she's got something in this cup to be revealed. Okay, thank you. What they're telling me is that it's not settled yet. There is going to be... So this is about the calm, emotionally diplomatic, stable discussions being taken place before she's going to take the lid off the cup. She's giving the opportunity for everything to be put into the cup. But we're not there yet. We're not there yet for it to be, for the next step to be revealed. Immediate future. What have we got? 4 of Wands. Celebration. I am going to read that as celebration. It's very rare that I actually read this card as celebration. This is reminding me, thank you. Immediately springing to mind was how many years ago? It was about 3 years ago, or could be longer now, that Australia voted for same-sex marriage to be identified by law in our constitution. 75% of people said yes. So this is about celebration at the messaging that's being put out there. 75% of people in Australia who can vote, and we have compulsory voting here, said yes to same-sex marriage, and this has got a similar vibe to it. So this is immediate future. It is the message for celebration coming forward. Externally, yeah, it's a bit of a tightrope. Two of Pentacles. It is a tightrope. It's not easy. There is no yes or no answer to this. It's about juggling, trying something. Does it work? Does it not work? What ship to bring into harbour? And it is about, again, building this solid, secure foundation. So, yeah, externally that's what's going on and will be going on for a while, is this tightrope juggling act of trying to bring logic and reason to this. And it's not going to happen overnight. Okay. Internally, those that are affected feel a need to defend themselves, and those that also stand up for those that are affected, the minority that are affected, will feel that we need to stand firm. Thank you. Stand firm in our messaging, as we need to defend ourselves and defend this progressive step forward. Hopes and fears, an emotional new beginning. This is emotionally overwhelming for a segment of our community, and emotionally overwhelming for actually quite a few segments of our communities on both sides. It is a really emotive topic. It is really triggering for so many reasons. But hopefully we can reach this new emotional beginning. The outcome, Three of Wands, a plan coming to fruition, a new horizon. Looking overseas to see how overseas deals with this. But yes, it is very much about the messaging coming to fruition and looking towards a new horizon. Breaking down of old systems that no longer work. This is not a card to be afraid of. This is about breaking down the ivory tower, that you are defined, your gender is defined at birth, breaking down that, breaking down what does not work so that you can be rebuilt. Okay, and here we have the new start, stepping forward in faith and hope. I'm just having a look at seeing what's on the base. Again, we've got the end of a cycle. It's going to be a difficult message for some to hear, but it is the end of the cycle. And she's taking one of these wands, which is the Ace of Wands, forward for this new start. The Knight of Cups, an emotional offering being brought forward, an emotional message that is going to be, what have we got? Six of Wands. There is going to be victory in this messaging, but it's going to be hard won. It's going to be difficult for some to hear, but there is determination in this. Then we have the Star of Hope, which is beautiful, a collective awakening. Okay, that was my little follow-up. Hopefully we can start some positive discussions. Hopefully, because it is about listening, it is about those on all sides being heard. It is about stopping the slogan triggering, and just coming together in love. Okay, love to you all. Bye bye.